What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike.
And I'm John, and we're the DIY Topic Guys.
On this channel, we give you guys an inside look at the hottest trending topics making the most noise around the world today.
Our style is 3 topics for 3 minutes each, that way you can get in, get the news, and get on with your day.
So listen up, that way you can be the one leading the conversation in your life instead of being a nincompoop in the corner with nothing to say.
So today's topics are comparing greatest of all times, silicone shortages, and the population and infrastructure of our country. So if you guys are new here, thanks a lot for checking us out. Please make sure you subscribe down below and ring that bell for post notifications. That way you never miss out on what's trending.
Everyone else, thanks so much for being here and continuing to support us. Make sure you guys like down below, and also make sure you guys are following us on all the socials at DIY Topic Guys. Comparing GOATs. I want to keep this, let's just get to it. Jordan or LeBron? Jordan. I'm LeBron all day.
Are you? I'm a fan of this. All the, the picture where he's got like all them rings?
Those
he's got all them rings.
All them rings.
You know, I've never been a huge basketball fan. Obviously, we grew up in the 90s, so like basketball was like exploding. Remember all the starters and everything? All the starter
jackets.
It's like everything was exploding. So I mean, everyone, and obviously Michael Jordan, it was everywhere. Space Jam, everything. Dude, it was everywhere. It was, we were engulfed with it. So, but maybe it's a little nostalgia part too, and like, cause like I followed basketball more then than I do now, and I barely follow it now. So it's like,
I don't want to make this into let's compare stats, let's do this, let's do that. 6 rings, 4 rings, MVPs. Like I don't care about all that. The main difference that I see in terms of LeBron James is that the way that teams were formed back then was a standard. You were drafted, you were picked. Players had no ability to go where they want to go. So
sure.
LeBron has that ability. He has that clout where he can pull people with him. But
he's a game maker.
So does everyone else. So you have the Warriors, you have Kevin Durant, arguably the second best player in the league, joining a team that literally won 73 games. Now he goes and does it again in Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and also now Blake Griffin. Super teams. So all this to try to stop LeBron James. Where was that in Jordan's era? What was his competition? You go against the competition.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same.
Right.
It wasn't, and that's like I was saying before. It's hard to compare the then and now. It's because it's not the same. It's just not.
So we'll come back to this, but you'd have to come up with a team that would be like every team was like 2 players, right? The Bulls had 3, so they're the big 3 between Pippen, Rodman, and Jordan. Then you have Karl Malone and John Stockton. They were with the Jazz. Two people. That's it. Now, what happens if another person from another team goes there? That changes everything. So you have the dynamic in terms of that. But
there's also way more superstars now than there were then.
Yes.
Way more. The talent pool has grown phenomenal.
Right. The superstars and the clout that they have in the league as well. Another topic that we should do on this general thing is, can Kevin Durant destroy his legacy any more than he is doing by basically just forming super team after super team? And how much more does he make LeBron James better?
Well, he can ruin it. Anyone can ruin anything with a couple more tweets. So you can just a couple tweets, we can ruin it all.
Very offended. All right, let's segue into the silicon shortage that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, so I could, Jesus. So, for those of you that don't know, silicone is in great demand right now, whether it's across the board. Silicone, if you don't know what that is, it's all the computer chips. They're made of silicone.
Silicon Valley, guys, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch the show, very good on HBO.
It's we're not talking tits, we're talking chips. So everything, the prices on these things have gone out astronomically. I mean, I know I've told you recently I started cryptocurrency mining, so I've been looking to get graphics cards like a madman and constantly looking for them all day long. I actually just dropped $2,000 on one, which is way overpriced, and then the dude actually sent me just a picture of one in the mail. Yeah, so thank God I used the old credit card on that. But the graphics cards and everything are going like 2-3 times the cost of things. Like it's to the point where now people have bots going online and like literally just bidding for items all day long. Like it's impossible to get these cards. The point where actually the manufacturers, cryptocurrency mining is affected so much that graphics card manufacturers like Nvidia and AMD are actually nerfing the ability of these cards to be able to mine. So they're physically putting software restrictions on it so that it lowers the hash rate, so it makes it less effective. Good and bad for them. It's like appeasing. A lot of gamers are getting upset because there's no cards.
Because that's the world.
A bunch of fat nerds in their mom's basement upset. It's okay. I get it. We've all been there. But they're just trying to like appease them by doing this because it only stops the mining for one particular coin. They're still useful for virtually every other kind. So it's like yeah, sure, here, have this. It's like your cake, eat it too kind of thing. I think it's getting absolutely insane though.
Is it real? Or is it supply and demand?
Could it be like diamonds?
Inflated demand?
It could be like, it's definitely inflated demand. And the fact that people still buy it and like all these big cryptocurrency farms are starting to come up, so people are still looking to get in. There's the fear of missing out. So people are like, oh, mining's big, I want to get into it now. So, and then just, not to mention just actual gaming. Like there's a shitload of, gaming is bigger now than ever. And these people want new stuff. They want the best technology. These games are starting to look insane. They want to be able to run them at the top tier, 4K, 8K actually, for some of these games on the PC if you're talking.
Yeah.
But you're talking about $2,000 for a graphics card.
Yeah, and no one works anymore, so they got a lot of free time.
Well, they're almost going to get it with this next check. So once these nice little stimulus checks come in, you can almost buy one at an inflated price. But I mean, it's great. I drove 2 hours the other day to try to find one of these. I drove north 2 hours in the morning.
Did you feel good about that after you got there?
I felt terrible about it because the guy told me I missed it by like 10 minutes. So you got to get here as soon as we open, or if we haven't either gone. Okay, fair enough.
You drove 2 hours and you make it there on time?
Well,
late?
I didn't realize this is when my eyes opened how severe it was. When I got there and I was like, I've never even heard of this place. There's people waiting. Like, it's incredible. It's a worldwide shortage.
So graphics cards, I know cars are being delayed as well.
Yeah, anything that uses computer chips. It's just skyrocketing the price up. Buy NVIDIA and AMD stock. I'm not an expert.
Population infrastructure, John.
We're a train wreck. I don't even know how to say any less than that to start. With power outages in Texas and just our infrastructure as a whole, we're easily 25 years behind the Eastern world. What do you think? What's your biggest complaint?
I think living in the Northeast region where we are, we saw the bad situation of like the power supply and all that stuff when Sandy hit, and basically how they just piecemeal everything back together. Anytime the wind blows now, everything just goes out. Yeah. But the main thing that like I feel is plaguing our society is traffic. Like we live right outside the heartbeat of America. Sorry, California, you're not it.
You're not important.
But New York is the mecca of the business world.
It is the city. Right. Like the city of cities.
So as you go through to get there from New Jersey, we basically have a 45-minute to an hour delay at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Just gotta go across a bridge. It also costs $45.
Right. Yes, but let's not forget about the congestion pricing that they just got approval to implement.
More people, we gotta get an extra tax. Working together, gotta take a cut.
Wasn't there like a rule or something about double taxation not being allowed?
There's a rule about taxation with no representation too, but that goes right out the window every day as well.
As long as we have the elected officials, they are our representation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
they don't represent anyone but their own pockets.
Yeah, we have a severe issue. I know with COVID right now that we are working from home a lot more, which saves us. But
the roads are packed. I don't know if you've been out there. There's still a shitload of people out.
Roads are packed. So I don't know where we go from here. I don't know how we develop the world better. Like you take the train into the city. New York is the city for anyone who doesn't live around here. You take the train into the city, it is packed. You get a delay with NJ Transit or any of these other Amtrak trains or anything like that.
How does a train have a delay? Is somebody sitting on the tracks? They're on a schedule. I don't understand. Like you've been on the train. The door's shut. If you're not in it, they shut on you.
Yep.
Like I don't understand how it's ever late.
There's so many things I don't understand about all this, but the population is growing exponentially. We have people popping out, 6, 7, 8 kids, getting these colossal vans just to transport your families, and they don't think that they're a drain on society. And then they get older, they do the same thing, and so we're going from 1 kid every 2 kids from every family to 8 kids. Like the world cannot sustain.
Who's going to raise all these kids? You know, remember that video? That lady, she kept getting more and more money for every kid that she had. It's wrong. That's again a problem with the welfare system, a problem with their infrastructure. You can't just give people more money because they have more kids. It's crazy.
But that's what people want.
Well, that's the world we live in now.
That's going to do it for today's episode, guys, where we touched on comparing goats, the silicon shortage, and population and infrastructure.
So we hope you learned a thing or two, maybe three. If you guys want to continue the conversations, please make sure you comment down below.
Make sure you guys are subscribed, make sure you guys hit that like button, and make sure you guys are following us on all the socials at DIY Topic Guys.
So we'll see you next time for another 3 topics for you to get in, get out, and get on with your day.
We are DIY Topic Guys. Your go-to place looks super smart and in the know.